Tuze, sonde kumbule. Right. It's a Saturday morning. Saturday morning. Let's see, who do we have? Presh. Crenville. Ente. As we're coming in through, Theodora. Shirley. Pumla. Hey man, user 530. PMP Mleke. Juliana. Pastor Nonyani. Welcome everybody that is here. As you guys are popping in, today we're going to be talking about psychological aspects, following the axiom that says, know thyself. These are the words that were first uttered by the Kemites. Then the Greeks took it, then it went and it went and it went. So that's what we're talking about today. Let's see who's going to be joining. Ratile Masejo. Who's here? Terence. Shalina. Toby. So yeah, let's see. I'm checking out the network quickly. I just want it to be properly calibrated because today, once I speak, I'm just gonna go on. I love the way how you put it. Terrence, what you wanna know? What you wanna learn about? Shoot, then I'll just follow. So, for the people that are on a journey of some sort, right, you need to make peace with uncertainty. Because remember, you collapsing yourself as you go. So what used to make sense to you yesterday might not make sense to you today. But I find a lot of people that are looking into embarking on a journey, we pretty much got tied up between religion and spirituality. There's always a tug of war to be like, so now if I do chakras, do I still say God? When I pray, do I still say amen? Those are type of questions that you're going to come across. And you'll find as well as you're getting into these studies or trying to know yourself that fighting is no longer relevant for you. Even arguments for you are no longer working purely because you are shaping now. You are changing yourself from your carnal self. You are shifting to the spirit self. And the period of destroying yourself and to rebuild yourself again is not nice. It's not nice. Who do we have here? Terence, I'm waiting for your question. Hit me up. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. That's what TikTok says I must tell you guys. So if you're here for the first time, or you've been here, you know the drill. It's a Saturday. We're chilling. Some people are still in bed. Me as well. I'm very cold. But nonetheless, welcome to everybody. Today we're talking about to know. Back in the days, it was called gnosis. Back in the Jesus days, it was called kenosis. So somehow, if you have to travel this journey, you're going to have to know yourself. You're going to have to know yourself. You're going to have to know yourself anatomically, on a physical level, physiologically on a physical level. You're going to have to know how your psyche works. You're going to have to watch your thoughts. You're going to have to check out your habits. While you're doing that, you might as well throw in loving yourself. Because you are the instrument that the Spirit uses to spread the divine. Now, if you don't treat this instrument well, you might have a bit of problems. So let's see, who do we have? There's something I want to talk about today, I just forgot. But nonetheless, while I'm just building up my thoughts, please, let's go back to basics. I know they're going to sound stupid, they're going to sound silly, they're going to sound overplayed. But the basics are, love yourself. Love yourself. While we're building up to the topic of what we're going to be talking about today, if you want to ask a question, you can paste it down here. We're not talking about anything strategic today. I know for the people that are holding up a marking pen to be like, what are we learning today? I mean, like the question that came from Terence. We're not learning about anything in particular, but we are learning a lot of things. We somehow have to start loving ourselves over than hating ourselves. We're somehow going to have to start forgiving ourselves. You might have made a mistake yesterday. Maybe you're busy making a mistake, right? You're busy making a mistake right now. Forgive yourself quickly. Move on. Forgive yourself quickly. Fuck everybody else if it has to get to that. It doesn't always have to, but as you go ahead, forgive yourself. Love yourself. It's very well and nice to study the anatomy and physiology as to how your liver works, your spleen works, your thyroid works, your kundalini rises, your third eye activated, your fourth ventricle lighten up. But now we need to understand that before we get to that, let's fix the system. Hey, pharmacist! Make peace with uncertainty. Yeah, you have to. Hey, Terence, you have to. This is how tricky this journey becomes. While you can talk and figure things out, God doesn't talk. If all that you do is to talk, to figure things out, try to fix your life out, if you think you can do it all by yourself, God is normally quiet. I often find that God only, or particularly mostly, speaks when our smartness ends. Whenever way you think you can't do it, it's only then God will be like, yeah, I've been waiting for you. You know, so that is very chaotic for some of the people because it means to let go. A lot of people don't want to let go. You think you've grown up to this level, you've been doing it all by yourself. No, you haven't. Grace has been doing it for you. Love has been doing it for you. So somehow when you let go, to some people it's very scary. You know, you be like, so I should be like, don't know what is it that I'm going to eat tomorrow and be fine. Yeah. Somebody might be like, so must I be happy even if they told me that I'm sick? That's the whole point. Should I be happy even if my bank balance doesn't smile? Yeah. Because let me show you how nature works. Me and you, if we were to go, let's go a little bit scientifically. Me and you, we are what, quantum physics, we are called fractals. We are the word of God spread apart. You know, we're living in a holographic universe. Some people will tell you that we're living in like 11 dimensions. Right now, we're only particularly, indulging on this one because we think it's the end of it all. I mean, there's still some of the people that think that this body, it's all that they came here to do. Some people don't understand that we are God playing in different parts. you know. So this thing of chaos, which I spoke about on Wednesday, you have to understand that we're living in a dual holographic universe governed by the law of polarity. For the up, there has to be a down. For the left, there has to be a right. For the inside, there has to be the outside. For the on, there has to be the off. For the smile, there has to be the sadness. For the pain, there has to be a... Like, we're living in this cyclical universe, if I was to call it. Even nature teaches us all that, all the time. You'll have summer, you'll have a winter, you'll have fall, you'll have this. So in your life, particularly when the noise is too high, you know, I want you to focus. I'm beckoning of you. Don't lose it because your life is fucking falling apart. Don't lose it. Keep the focus. You know, it's so hard because some people don't understand that there are worst periods. Oh, thank you, Lord. You know, I'm in my office here, so things just tend to happen. Some people don't understand that there are worst periods. Like, I know I knew it. You're like, yeah, nothing is happening. Your worst periods are your best periods. And this thing is not only religious, but it's scientific. Because after chaos comes order. Then after order comes chaos. After problem comes a problem. After problem comes a problem. After a problem comes a problem. After a problem comes a problem. So life will never be what you want. Life is happening. Your job is to decipher the chaos. To say, okay, right now, my relationship is probably failing like this because I'm dealing with an aspect of forgiveness that I have to embrace. I'm finding it hard to forgive my partner, even for things that they did 50 years ago. That doesn't necessarily mean the issue is with them, but the issue is with me. Because if I keep on seeing the same thing in all different people, I'm the common factor in all these things. So now I find myself projecting my unforgiveness towards people. No wonder people leave my ass. And I'm like, okay, all right. That's how you decipher the chaos. I have organized community empowerment with nothing, no money, no work. Luvo! That's how we decipher the chaos. But now, you have to understand something. Chaos doesn't get deciphered by your brain. Because chaos as is, it's like when God speaks. It's that period where you don't know how you're going to make it. Now it's time for you to listen. Get off the driver's seat. Sit on a passenger seat. Trust. Believe. You are being led. It's messed up, I know. You know. By the way, for people that are normally coming on this channel, they know that we love talking about healing. We talk about it in different parts. But I'm very, very fascinated and I'm very chuffed by healing because I understand that hurt people hurt people. And the world is nothing but the reflection. If you have peace in here, you won't find time to judge. You won't find time to hate. You won't find time to hold grudges. We hold grudges, we hate, we unforgive because we don't have peace in here. So we're projecting what's in here. So on this platform, we are very chuffed about cleaning up the house. You have to clean up the house. Forget a little bit about the Kundalini. Forget a little bit about the third eye. Forget a little bit about the Shushumna, the Ida, the Pingala, the Astro, or the, electromagnetic, the nadis and the meridians. Forget a little bit about that. We know those. Let's fix the box. Because somehow, God didn't make a mistake when we were brought upon, because when we were built or when we were made, we were called, or we are still called, the temple of God. Unless it has changed. I don't know, being calm is a superpower, especially in difficulty. Hey, Chloe! Must be strong, man. Yeah, Louvo! Help people. Terrence, thank you very much for the follow. And whoever that likes me as well, please follow the brother. You can like the page. You can do your giftings. If you want to be part of the WhatsApp group, you can do that. If perhaps maybe you want us to do something a little bit deeper, a lot of people are shaft by cleaning off the chakras. A lot of people are busy doing the shadow work and somehow they get stuck at some certain levels. You have to understand that when you're doing the shadow work, that is the self-acceptance work, there are parts where you're going to get stuck. Particularly if you have values, or if you have beliefs, or if you have stories, because me and you are nothing but a bundle of stories. Maybe you hate men and you don't know why. You hate women, you don't know why. It's a story that you once told yourself. So what you need to do is you have to become a quantum physician. You have to know the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end, which is what God did. Which, by the way, I was just suggesting that you go too. How could you deny that? But it's hard because we have a lot of stories. Somebody might have told you, don't light candles. Candles are devil. Somebody might have told you, don't do this. This is that. And now you don't even know what's happening. You're like, okay, wherever way I go, let me go. Don't be like that. Don't give your life to fate. Exercise control. Your brain has been gifted to you to become a technology that assists you to maneuver life. But now the brain is now doing the boss. And now when the brain is the boss, everything is helter-skelter, bro. You don't know. One moment you wake up feeling good. The next moment you wake up hating me. The next moment you wake up feeling like telling everybody about the 7 chakras, the way how they eat at the electromagnetic. The next moment you feel like killing people, even yourself. That's a brain that is not properly calibrated. It's very dangerous. You are more madder than somebody that picks up papers outside, but you are mad inside. You're like, okay, stability. When you're going through a tough time, focus. Musa, thank you. You go. Will I get a call from my daughter? Who's that now? I've realized that I'm attracting men that I've lost. And this that you're talking about, I want you guys to listen to this because it's gonna turn very quickly. Consciously using the brain that you're using right now, listening to me, you might not know that you still have programs that are running. Right? At some point, you might have had a squabble either with your dad or with your mom or with your aunt or with your uncle or with your teacher or with your whoever. That wrote itself on your emotional being, particularly when you were young. That's why I normally like talking about healing. Healing does not only talk about today. Healing talks about even while you were in your mom's womb. Because you start picking up, I think they say anatomically, 9 days after conception, the zygote, you start picking up impressions. So if your mom is angry, you pick that one up as well. If your mom is happy, you pick it up as well. If maybe perhaps your mom and your dad had a bit of issues, you pick that one up as well. So now it writes itself on your psyche. So now these are stories that you wrote on your psyche, on your emotional life. You wrote this on your genome, your cells, your DNA, your RNA. Now this is a program that you are made up of. For some reason, what you're talking about, Entle, I don't know, maybe it might be the case. That is why I say to people, if you want to know more about this comic stories that I'm normally talking about, you can contact me on the side. I mean, there's different things that we're busy doing. But we won't take you there and leave you there. Because some people don't want to heal their pain, because the most essential thing that you need to do about the pain is to go back to it, touch it, You have to touch it. So some people get hung up there. You have to touch it, but systematically you also have to reshape the story. Say maybe, let's make a practical example. If you grew up in a very violent home, right? And one of the parents maybe used to inflict harm on you. You somehow gonna have to go back there, particularly if say maybe it was a man or if it was a woman. You have to go back there, replay that story, touch it, reframe it. Because remember, things are not bad, but things are bad because we call them bad. And now you obviously have to change your belief to say, life is not punishing me. Life is happening for me. That's what I have to say. Life is happening for me. Life is not punishing me. God is not punishing me. God is for me. God is not punishing me. God is for me. That will help you to be more like a Gaviscon on your burning journey. You know, because this journey can be very, very hot. So, for the question of you attracting people of the same kind, there are parts of you that are resonating with that you keep on attracting, but not consciously. Have you ever had this thing of being like, when you were growing up, me, I'm not gonna fall in love with a bad boy or a bad girl, but right now you're sitting with one in the house, and you're like, what happened? It's because consciously, which is, by the way, it's flimsy, I think around about like 5% of our day-to-day life. We aspire for different things, but the programs that we are running subconsciously are determining our lives. So mostly our lives are guided by trauma, by painful memories, by painful events, by arguments, by anger, by judgments, by criticism. Oh yeah, the other one, by being stingy. And you guys are playing it out here on TikTok. Nobody even gives me a like. Or maybe who's here? Couple, my network is cut again. By the way, I'm not talking about anything in particular. I'm here and I'm talking about that, and I'm here and I'm there, and I'm here and I'm there. If you feel like judging me, go ahead, but you're creating yourself some karma. Which is one of the things that I've learned since I've been on this journey. When you judge somebody, you are judging yourself because you are a reflection of everybody else. Yeah, you can put it up. You can put it up, Trainer. That's a whole day today. It's a whole point. Not the whole day. Let me take that back. It's a whole point. Kathy! It looks like the house is getting full now, yeah? Let me just greet some few people. Hey, Kathy. Mtapo. Coco Melon. Norman. Leleki. So, here's the thing. Hey, I like the way how this question is structured. I'm coming to it. So, Entle, this is how it is, right? Subconsciously, you might find that if you are always attracting people that are broken, you are broken yourself. But not consciously. Molo! Not consciously. Consciously, no one of us wants to admit that we're broken. Or everybody wants to look right. You know, I'm okay, I smell good. I took a bath this morning. My English is eloquent, People are admire. Everybody wants to look beautiful, but nobody wants to confront their unbeautiful parts, if there's such a word. Which, by the way, is what we do here on this platform. That's why it bugs my mind all the time as to, you guys enjoy these sessions, and they're so painful. You make everyone feel special. Thank you, Kathy. And the same goes for everybody else here. And if you're here for the first time and you think, this is a crazy platform, you're right. That's how we do it here. So these are very painful sessions because here we do it, it's all about peeling yourself. Like Andy's asking this question of why is it that I'm always attracting broken people? Parts of you somehow are broken. Let me show you how funny this thing is. I'll tie this in with Chuena's question, right? Because that's how it is. Everything is connected. Hey, Kathy, that's a school that I'm busy right now enrolling for that school. You see that one of being cruel. It's a very tricky thing for me to do. Because somehow we have to understand on this journey, you have to develop this thing of fuck them. I have to do this. Not even myself, I can stand in front of myself. So I'm busy with that school. So you came to heal. Oh, you came to a wrong doctor. If I am. I'm one of those doctors, I'll be like, every time, all things are pointing down to you or back to you. But nonetheless, thank you very much for the love, for the likes, for the questions. So, Entle, subconscious, it's subjective. Subconscious, Chuene, it's spirit or spiritual. All that it connotates is something that you can see, something that is it's not concrete. It's not something that is perceptible to the eyes. When you go to the Toltec Mexican tradition, they'll tell you that your body, as you're standing, your front is your conscious and your back is your subconscious. Things that you can see, subconscious, underneath. You can also call it a spirit. You can also call it air. Anything that you can see, it's it's underneath, it's out of sight. Right. So now, what happens is, your spirit does not necessarily listen to your words. Your spirit or your soul or your psyche doesn't necessarily listen to your words. You might speak to everybody and say that you healed, but deep down you know you're not. You might speak and lie to us here on TikTok or on Facebook with 1,000 filters, pretending that you're fine, but you're really, really not. Your spirit listens to the intention. Your spirit listens to, your subconscious mind listens. Some of the people have tried to make it simplistic. They say that your subconscious mind is your habitual mind. It's something that when you do it over and over and over, but really, really, your subconscious listens to your intention. We are carrying it out here, Imagine the job. Yeah, imagine the job. That's why I normally look at people when they're busy judging others. I'm thinking, you're judging the other person because maybe they're addicts or they are sleeping around or they are doing whatever. They are also going through their school. I mean, why not enjoy your own school? Huh? Why just stop hating other people? Why stop just stop criticizing and attend to your school? You got genomes and genomes that you need to heal. By the way, we all need to heal spiritually, by the way. We fucked up in many ways. In many, many, many ways. So now, Entle and Chuene, somehow your subconscious mind, it's your energy, body. It exhumes the rays that you can see physically. Physically, you might think you're fine. I mean, all of us think we want to be. But subconsciously, the programs that have been running have written themselves on our psyches. I'll give you an example. Say maybe while you were in your mom's womb, right? She was raped, let me say. Her trauma has written itself on your body right now. So when I talk about healing, I'm not talking about healing of since you were born or whatever. No. The healing goes back. That's why I normally tell people, this is not a very nice journey. It's a very dark journey. They call it a shadow work. It's peculiar. It's full of strange things. It's full of lions. Some of the emotions want to kill you. Everything is falling apart. So it's a deep work. I mean, you have to do it at some point. Thank you, Musa. Woo woo. The journey is messy. To say the least. Sometimes even talking about it makes me scared. You're like, okay, I don't want to go there again. But it's worth it. That's why I normally tell people, your worst periods are your best periods. Focus. So your subconscious pains Entle somehow are sending the rays, because you and I are nothing but a number. We are zeros and ones. So now these zeros and ones, when you exhume them, they call it a biofield. Your biofield, this is something that gets emitted by your subconscious self. You can't go there and buy two. You can't go to Pick and Pay and say, I need a biofield. No, no, no. It's something that is exhumed by your subconscious underlying programs. When you exhume it, somebody that resonates with your same resonance gets attracted to you. That's why you always attract broken people. So, Chwene, my understanding of the spirit is the spirit doesn't give a fuck about what you aspire to, but who are you? In here, what are your values? Why are you so angry? Why are you so judgy? Why are you so helpless? It's primarily because a lot of people think they came here to be punished. And none of that is true. We came here to learn, to say the least. We came here to love. We came here to give. We came here to laugh, man. You know, just have a good time. Fuck everything. Even if your David Order right now as I'm talking to you is busy bouncing. You know what I mean? Like you're checking out, you're like, what's there to celebrate about that? Exactly that. It's freaky, yeah, but it's true. Just hold on for me. I just want to check something. Yeah, we back. We back and we black. That's who I am. How to walk, we can turn. So, you see, the trick now then is to forgive yourself. It's simple. It sounds very simple. It sounds very simple. To say the least is actually sounding very boring. But it's not easy. Forgiving yourself, it's not easy. There are points that you're going to meet. Train, I don't know, I'll try to simply just smallly answer your question of a spirit, but if you're still here, you can pounce another one. I'm ready. I'm pumped up for you guys today. You know, I'm ready. So you can join your questions, you can send in your likes, your giftings as well. For the people that, if you're here for the first time, by the way, you can follow the brother. If you understand half of what we're talking about, you can. But even if you don't, you can just follow the brother nonetheless. Comply and complain later. For the people that have gifted, I know some people are busy cleaning up their houses. You're doing some laundry there, you know, you're playing some music, and boom, you came to this channel. Keep on doing whatever that you're doing. Let me not take you away from your family. But nonetheless, if you want to catch on these lives, I normally put them on my YouTube. My numbers are right here on TikTok. So you can send me a WhatsApp and I can add you on, or maybe I can give you a link, or I can give you some of the videos. But also, apparently there's this thing that they call it a consultation. For me, I used to call them conversations. They call them one-on-one. Apparently I have them. But for me, when you call me on a one-on-one, it's a conversation. But of course, because of the time and the logistics that are there to it, there's a fee that is attached to it. And it won't break your bank. I mean, you know, this is my side hustle. Don't judge me. We're talking about that right now. You know, X.A. McNeil, I see you right there. Visa Day. I understand, but the confusion for me is, why is that people always look? You know, trainer, this question that you're asking, ne, of why is it that people are going outside for healing, it boggles my mind. Because it seems that we've been looking for something in the wrong places. We've been wanting people to love us without us loving ourselves. We've been wanting people to take us to be worthy without us taking ourselves to be worthy. You don't want to know how long it took me to accept that I'm going to charge for my conversations. And I looked at it and I thought to myself, but it makes sense. I mean, this is my side hustle. I do this. Why not? And I found out that I didn't feel worthy of myself. Funny enough, it had to do with my masculine side, the energy that was not balanced. Fucked up business. Now I did the shadow work. I took this thing on. I said, I'm going to go into this masculine part of me that is not balanced. What's wrong? My dad came about. And I'm like, oh no. And he came about when, now, by the way, for the people that think this is, you don't know what I'm talking about, you can put your question here. Thank you. The struggle is real. And you have to go to it, eh? They call them your demons. Chakras that are not balanced in Hindu structure, when you go to their, if you have to go a little bit into the Oriental studies, they will tell you that chakras that are not balanced, they can somehow form a very, very demonic entity in you. So the demon doesn't exist there. No. Because remember, the world, we're living in a holographic universe. The world is what we call the universe, is you in inversion. The universe is you in inversion. So you're looking at it from very strange way, but you have to, which is what I started with. On this journey, you have to break yourself apart, right? To build yourself back. It's a tricky business. It's a tricky business. It's so tricky that I don't advise anybody to go for it. Thank you, Shwene. I'm glad it came of help. All part of the darkness was filled. So, you can also go for this guy while you're at it. Go for Plato. Plato has a beautiful story which will assist you, Shwene, particularly where you are. Because now you on what it's on a cusp of you building up a bridge. You know, it's like, it's in Christianity it's called grace. You took a jump, but now you still like, you know, you're like, but now that will help you to say, okay, fine. Oh, all along this thing was like this, then you got it. Woo woo. Thank you, Big Nell. Thank you, bro. So anybody else who has a question? Oh, by the way, here's a number if you want to get your one-on-one. I'll write the number here. It's my wife's number. Don't 073. I know she's gonna kill me for this. But people have been asking me. Oh, also the same number, it's for the retreat that we're having on the 1st of July. She'll sort you out there. So normally what we do is we've come up with this thing for the people that we'll talk about the chakras. I don't know why it's coming, but let's talk about it nonetheless while I'm waiting for the question. Each and every single system that you're learning, any system, could be that you're dealing with the chakras right now, or you're dealing up with hypnotherapy right now. Please go back. Go back. Or you can start here by Plato. Go to that, it has something to do with a cave. Go to that mythological story where Plato talks about the cave. You'll be left astounded to be like, all of a sudden, all along we've been nothing but the shadows. We've been the energy that has been running around uncalibrated and been siphoned upon. It will leave you a bit, it will disturb you a bit, but move on. I normally tell people that, allegory of the cave. Woo-hoo. I normally tell the people that if you getting into conspiracy or if you're into your rabbit hole, hate but forgive, move on. It's a trap. It's a trap. Move on. It's a trap. Finding out that maybe perhaps, particularly when it gets to black and white, because it tends to be a bit fuzzy when it gets to that. Energetically, it might be very dangerous for you because the spirit is one. It has just decided to take different boxes. Anything that has ever happened of a wrong nature in you that you feel that is wrong, it's a trap. Fix it. Celestially, your body has what we call the aura, right? It has an aura. I'll show you how much hate is dangerous. Not only on your body. Your body has an aura around you. They call it a biofield. Now this aura, it's divided into T cells and L cells. Those cells or those bodies are listening to your thoughts. They tend to crack up when there's an uncertainty part of you, harboring hate, being stingy, bad intentions. You kill the biofield. Even if it's a thought that you know nobody's going to hear it, but your body is listening. So when you're busy hearing about how they putting fluoride in water, chemtrails. I mean, today I saw the Starlink again. It's for the fourth time, I think, for me. You know those stars that normally go like this? Allegory of a cave. Oops. Who's still here? I spoke about it already. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Let me wait for the people. Apocalypse. Nice name. If you're interested in growing, you need to grow. I spoke about it in the internet on my stops. Hey, Gauta. It's a Saturday, whatever that you're having, you can have it. You know, it's a pity mine. I can't have mine because I'm on a stage. You know, it's like I'm performing on demand. You know, that's why I'm having it in a cup. People are like, oh, okay. You talked about those things. I'm not talking, Musa. I'm not saying nothing. You got that right. No, I'm not saying nothing. Now I'm talking. I'm not talking about those things anymore. So, your body, it's always listening and sending energy and information. It's very important. Leave the hate. If you can't do it, start alchemizing it, changing it internally. Even if the person knows that you hate them outside, break it from the inside out. Because you holding it, it's breeding so much toxicity that it changes your energetic body. And the energy body that is messed up and out of tune wreaks havoc. People are sick. People are dying. People are killing one another. People are not sympathetic towards one another. People are lying to each other. People are just bad, man. And I'm one of them. You know. Oh, by the way, while we at it, I think we're back. The network is back. The questions can still go on. If you got anything that you want to ask, I'll dedicate too much time towards you guys. And for the people that have been doing the shadow works, man, or the shadow work, or whatever that you want to call it, I say big ups to you, man, for holding back your tongue. Forgiving when they hold back. For smiling when the debit order bounces. Yeah, no, you know, Kathy, for me, those discussions, I mean, they cocomelonish, I mean, but they're nice, they make money, you know. People thrive in those conversations because they give birth to religions. They give birth to beliefs. I mean, right now we're talking about this thing. For all we care, we could start a religion. But fuck it, I don't ascribe to nothing. For me, if you talk about Catholicism, I'll go to church. If you talk, I mean, yesterday I went and bought this book, Dynetics. It's all about, what's this here? I know McNell will love this book. It's the edition of those books, Scientology. These are the boys that actually came up with that religion. So those discussions are nice, you know, and there's money in these things. A lot of money. Oh my word. Elron, you go figure. So, and you leave me alone, me. I do whatever that I want. It's not only that book that I bought. I bought a lot, man. I bought physical geology. You know, don't be sitting there and be like, "Whoo, books that you read." I also bought Life, Its Forms and Changes. So I'm not that dark, you know. Don't judge me. But nonetheless, thank you very much. Who wants to ask a question? You know. So for the people that are on a journey, man, somehow we have to start understanding that our actions matter. Right there where you are, alone as you think you might be. If you're thinking love, you're connecting to the love frequency and you're making it sound higher and louder. It's like what Bob Marley used to say. I mean, in his song, he says, the name of the song is Positive Vibrations. There's a verse there. He says, if you always bickering and arguing, you saying a prayer to the enemy. Dr. Wayne Dyer goes on to say, in case you don't show, or in case you're not sure which part of you is in charge of your life, it's a very easy test. Go for this litmus test. If it say you must hate, it's not you. If it say you must be stingy, it's not you. If it says Africa is bad, America is good, if it says black is right, white is good, good is bad, bad is what, it's a land of duality. It's a nice game, but it's tiring. Because now you always have to be like going for the other team. Okay, feminist. Okay, anti-feminist. Why not just stay in the middle and look at it and be like, what now? The same goes with your life. When it all falls apart, look at it. It's a joke. You know? Oh no, man. I'm having fun by myself here. I think if there's no question, I'm going to be hopping off because it's a Saturday morning. I thought I said in a WhatsApp group people should come questioned up. But if nobody's questioned up, I spoke enough, I think, this week, eh? What stood out for you this week? Who's been following us the whole week? For me, this week, because I'm also learning on this. For me, what stood up for me this week was, whatever that I went through in my journey when I found out what my masculinity or the father figure has been doing. And not necessarily to say my dad, but the father figure in a sense of the father energy in me, the story that I've been telling myself about fathers. I learned that fatherhood has to do with money. Do we drink coffee? Train it, hold on. Oh no, oh shit. I love this channel. For me, I love it for me. Did you know that for us to learn the Holy Spirit teaches you? Whew. That's a big office. It's not a good office to take though. Which, by the way, all of us, we have a choice. You can be the beacon of hope or you can be a bitch. You can be the light or you can be the poison. One action at the time, one thought at the time. Wherever where you are, light. Light the fuck out of the place, you know. Everybody will be like, Why are you always like this? Oh, McNeil asked me this question. I'm glad that you're here, McNeil. I wanted to answer your question earlier in the week. You asked me what keeps me going, or where do I get the energy? Something like that, I think. It comes and it passes. So, McNeil, you know, sometimes you realize that you like doing this to me. I always answer you, bruh. This is a concept that once touched my life back in the days when the volume was too high. You know, there gets a point in your life where life hits you so much that you fall in love with the pain. So I read a book. I think it was recommended by one of my friends. You know, hey McNeil, you shared it. Just now when I say I leave, you share it. The name of the book is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Beautiful book, small, very small, but beautiful. I mean, that book will move you. Small book. It might look like it's a Holocaust book. You might maybe say, no, Holocaust, psh. It's not only a Holocaust book. Whether Holocaust happened or it didn't happen is besides the point. Read that book. There's a concept there. It's called logotherapy. It's called logotherapy. I think it's just one chapter out of it. In there, this guy says, the way how he puts it, for me, it meant a lot. It still means a lot even today. He says, I feel like it was, is it? Go read it again. Cry through it, you know, get enough, you know, you must get enough tissues. That's how this journey normally treats you, you know, when you're reading some book and you're like, okay, go through it. That's how pain normally works. This book says, there was a point whereby Dr. Franklin, they were treated very bad, obviously, by the then regime. I don't even want to mention names because I don't want to block my internet here. Because there's too much energy to those words. The language has become so much of a burden. We can't even speak. Now we want to, people are going to be like, who, brother? You came here because of sex. Why is it that tough for us to talk about it? Language has become a burden instead of a tool. So this guy says in a book, there was a point whereby the situation was so bad that they didn't eat for months on end. No shoes. Consistently, day in, day out, people were gassed, alive. People were killed. The environment was very auspicious. It was bad, brutal to say the least. People were eating their feces. People at some point were forced to cramp and sleep around corpses. But in his head, he kept on saying, my wife. My wife. That's why I normally say, for the people that are normally on the platform, I normally say my wife. That's why this guy kept on saying my wife, my wife. And on top of his, not on top, that came out wrong. Sorry. Let me just take a breather. It's not then, you know. So he kept on saying, my wife, because he just quite recently got married before he was taken. But he also had this manuscripts, the book that he wanted to finish, because he was busy doing. So there's a lot. It's a beautiful book. Go read it. So he says there, it clicked in his head to say, because I want to finish these things and I want to see my wife and my family, I can survive. So he calls it logotherapy because it's a form of giving something to life, hoping, having a reason to live. Find it in your life. Somebody, I think it was Walt Whitman, he says, the greatest gift that we ever got from God is life. But how we live it is the greatest gift to God. So how you live your life, it's a gift to God. It's a form of gratitude. Hate is one of the things that kills it. Because God is looking at you and thinking, let's send them pain. Now they send you a lot of pain and you're like, oh pain. You're like, learn. You don't always have to be the right one all the time. You don't always have to figure everything out all the time. I know you want to come to the retreat, but you don't know how you're going to pay the 1.8. Send the intention out. The law, nature is listening, which is what I want to talk about today. Before I hop off, I nearly hopped off, quickly. To know. Sometimes you need to know. Just like you know your name. Say something about it. Speaking of 12 planets, hold on, I'm going to get a book for you. Hold on. Right, I'm back. Tommy Touch. This is a book, The Atlantis to the Sphinx. You with 12 planets. Get yourself this book. It's by Colin Wilson. I read it until there was a point where it shocked my ass so much, where it says that Sphinx is actually 6 million years plus old. 6 million years. So they are not necessarily using the carbon dating here, they're using the water erosion. You know how you measure the aging of a rock? So yeah, coming to this thing of to know. So I'm not going to say anything about 12 planets, McNeil, until you read that book. I don't know if maybe perhaps do they have a PDF. If they have, I'll try to get it for you and send it to you. For me, I bought this book for how much? You guys are not going to believe it. 10 Rand. That's how much people don't value information. You see where we're going? It's bad. That's why a lot of people might say to you that when you're trying to know things, you're wasting time because people are comfortable in not knowing. But Africans once told us, and they still say it today still, all across the world. The day you stop learning, it's the day you die. This is also one of the things that was widely adopted by the Greeks to say, learn something every day. If you have to learn to destroy the hate in you, learn to do that. If you learn a word, learn to do that every day. For me in my life, I remember it was like around about like 5 years ago when I made a principled decision that I'll never go to bed without learning something new. It's either is a word, or it's a phrase, or it's a quote, or it's an internal alchemy. It's a learning of some sort, because we learn every day. And the more you do that, you'll see that nature is always teaching. We're just not listening. Enough about me, Coming to the knowing. Somehow we need to know that we came here for a reason. And that will mean that you have to destroy the fallacy of belief that you are being punished. None of us are being punished. None of us. That you can take it to the bank. You can quote me there. Gladly. No one is being punished. If there's any punishment that is happening, it's inflicted by ourselves. 99% of the sicknesses are self-generated. Not consciously though, because some people will be like, no. I did not call this thing on myself. No, you didn't. But you attracted it because on your auric field, on your biofield, the energy that gets sent out by your heart, just like this thing, you see how it sends the energy, the sun rays. You are attracting those things because the energy is not properly balanced. What makes the energy not balanced? The traumatic events in our lives. Let us heal. But healing is messy because you firstly have to start with touching the wound. It's like when you have water in here and there's a sand. If I want to make it, if I do it like this, obviously whatever that is lying underneath is going to come up. So your first period of your journey, I can tell you now for free, I don't even need to lie to you. It's going to be hell to pay. Left, right, and center. If it's not your body, it's going to be your job. If it's not your job, it's your relationship. If it's not your relationship, it's your moods. If it's not your moods, it's your body. If it's not your body, it's your finances. If it's not your finances, it's your children. If it's not your children, it's the weather. If it's not the weather, it's the dog. If it's not the dog, it's the cat. If it's not the cat, it's me. If it's not me, it's everybody else. Why? You are peeling yourself. You are purging. And as you purge, you're going to realize the parts that are not originally you. That is what they call destroying the ego. And it's not nice. You can say whatever. You can try to make it nice and make it sound nice. No, it's not nice. The fact that you have to accept that there's no mistake on this earth. Nothing. Everything is on par. Everything is planned. It's like the book of Jeremiah 29:11. God knows the plans that we have or he has for our lives. I think it says that God knows us even before we were born. So, you know that, but now when it happens, you're like, oh shit. So, that's the attitude that we need to take. That's why the Indians, they say, we're living in a world of Maya. It's an illusion. The Toltecs, the Aztecs, the Mexicans, they say, the soul, when it borrowed the body, it drank from the river of Mitote, the river of forgetfulness. We deliberately forgot. The game is nice that way, you don't have to know what's going to happen tomorrow. When you go to Hinduism, they call it a divine lila. You know that the game or the life that we're living is a game, but you learn how to play it because you'll be very dumb just to be spiritually in home. Home doesn't pay the bills, at least not yet. It manifests it because we're still living in a time and space. It's a land of duality. Unless you can escape time and space. Huge possibility. Huge possibility. But no one wants to go because in time and space, we trusting on our brains. But outside time and space, your brain stops. That's when God starts speaking. But we don't want to go because, God, but now, why are you taking my job? Like, God, like, why are you taking my wife? Those questions, it's like what Jesus talks about in the Bible and says, new wine cannot be contained in an old wine skin. It will burst. So your old you is going to have to fall off. That's what I'm talking about today. To know. Know that you are being led. Don't let me tell you about it. Because if you get it from me, if you get it from your pastor, if you get it from the book might not be there when that thought comes. But if you get it from you, you'll say, I'm healing even if I hate this guy for believing him that I need to heal. Because a lot of people are hating me for that. A lot of people are hating me. They'll be like, I just wish I didn't come across this channel, my life. They be like, hey, Professor, they be like, hey, since I met this channel, my life is falling apart. It's not about the channel. It's not about the YouTube that you saw. It's not about the lady that is doing it on YouTube. It's not about the book that you bought. It's not about the church that you attended. It's not about something that is coming from the outside. What we happened to be, we were just pawns on your journey. You were resonating healing. It's time. The universe knows that it's time. And you find a book. I mean, like with me, back in the days, I didn't know that I can find a book. But because I'm looking for it, I can find the book. Because the time is right, I can find the book. Your as right now, maybe perhaps you are being fired. Yeah, it's part of it as well because God is everything. Have you thought about it? I don't know whether has that teaching got out lately that God is everything. The good and the bad. The highs and the lows. Everything. But I like what Kathy says. I like what you see what you just say. It's so amazing. People think that if they listen to something that they don't believe in, there's no truth in there. There is truth. You don't have to take the whole. Take what works for you and leave the rest. The universe knows that the rest is going to be taken by somebody else. If ancestors work for you, kudos, bro. If God works for you, kudos, bro. If candles work for you, kudos, bruh. If Jesus rocks it for you, kudos, bruh. We are still moving. Let's go. Come with your God idea. Come with your ancestor idea. Come with your incense idea. Let's go. We have to keep it moving. The challenge is, once we get stuck, we rot and we die. Look at us on a 3-dimension density. We dead. That's what I normally say to people. Are we alive when we are asleep and dead when we are awake? Something to ponder on. Not a brainer though, not a hard brainer. Experience everything. Healing is a... Hey, it's Kak. Hey, Toby Touch. Oh, Adlala. The Ethiopian Bible, I have it in my library, Kathy, but now there's a lot that is happening, There's a lot that is happening. So I'll get to it. I've been meaning. I mean, I think it's like 2 years now. I have it in my Kindle. I don't know where's my Kindle, because here now I have these new books that I got yesterday. I so can't wait to read the Dianetics. Oh, I can't wait. It's a big book, but small. It's not, Oof. And from this, here, McNeil will tell you there's a lot of dark psychology. A lot of dark psychology. Dark psychology. Which is one of the things that I want to talk about quickly. I don't know why it comes to me, but let me say it. You don't get into spiritual teachings to manipulate the energy for other people's bad. You won't get it. Which is why I have a bit of a problem with the law of attraction. Sorry. It's nice, but it's fucked up in many ways. Let me show you how it's fucked up. If you see a car that you love and it touches you and somebody's busy driving it and you ask for that car, the universe might listen to you and the current owner might have an accident. That's how energy works. If you don't understand, get the book by Florence. What's her name? The book of the name is, the name of the book, Bloom English. The name of the book is The Game of Life and How to Play It. Mosa, thank you. I believe most geographic places are not the correct ones. They're not. I don't know now. I don't know. It's like a cat now being thrown it's like a cat being thrown a bone. No, thrown meat and milk. I want to talk about, what was I talking about? Because now you're talking about the geographic places. Oh my word. No, let's get back to the knowing. Because I'm winding down. I'll take some questions if I still have some bit of time, but nonetheless. This is what I want to talk about. Somehow you need to be very careful about the law of attraction. Because life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you who you are. Life doesn't give you what you want. It might. That's why we call it luck. But life gives you who you are. If you peace, if you radiate of peace, if you smell like peace, if you look like peace, your aura expands, your consciousness, your resonance, your waves, your energy goes high and high. Go check out Bob Proctor about that system of vibrations. I also learned it last week. If you treating money like a prostitute, no wonder it doesn't come. And for me, I looked at money and I thought, we've never had a good relationship. Because I'd want wine, I'll get you on the platform and I'll be, or maybe wherever I go and hustle. Every time when it came to money, I always looked at it from taking perspective. I didn't look at it from receiving perspective. So for me, for the longest of my time, I've been having squabbles with money and I didn't know why it's not coming to me. What's wrong with me? And I later found out, and I had to learn it the fucking hard way, that I had to heal. Okay? Before I get to the knowing, let me say something. I have to, especially on this thing of geographics. By the way, I got a book about it. I haven't read it. It will probably assert whatever that is that I'm going to say. You must bless them. Hey, Toby Church, this is for you. Before I get to this geographic stories, these likes are for you, eh? I like that. Celebrate somebody. Wait your turn. If you see somebody's relationship working, don't be like, You sending it. You sending it away. If you see somebody driving the car of your dreams, don't be like, no, celebrate it. It's nice. It looks good on you, Marty. Woohoo, big ups. If you see somebody having a successful channel, don't be hating and be bitching. Wait your turn. Henry Ford once said, help enough people to get what they want. That's a heck of life. Go check him out. He's a guy who built up the car, apparently. So, let's talk about this thing of geography. The earth that we're living in has chakras. The earth, the surface that we're treading upon, has chakras called energy grids, also called ley lines, energy points. Have you ever heard, I think Magnell will attest to this, there are some areas you don't even need to pray, you just stand. Magnell sent us a video in a WhatsApp group where he was by the water. What's the name of the place, Magnell? Like the water is stacked up. It's a beautiful video. Jeez. And the view, oh my word. Me and water, we like same WhatsApp group, you see. Don't see me getting excited when it comes to water. I mean, like me and water, I might not look light-skinned, There's a reason behind that. Don't be, Hawk's back. And you did tell me, I just forgot. Or I decided to forget. Because we decide. You don't just feel bad. We decide. Some areas, by just standing, you get healed. You get blessed. You don't say nothing. Some people know it. I mean, I'm not going to... You just stand. You don't even need to... That's why, by the way, the buildings, temples were designed back in the days, eons and eons, way before us. The temples were designed as a place of recharge. That's what they were called. Epistemologically, a temple is a place of recharge. You go to the temple, you sit down. You don't pray. You might say a prayer when you get in, obviously as a sign of due respect. But when you get to the temple, you sit down. They still do it in India. You sit down. They call them the ashrams. You don't talk. You recharge yourself because it's called a recharge station. It's a charging port. Churches lost it a little bit somewhere, I don't know. Because instead of speaking, you're supposed to be listening. Meditation, that's why we can't do it. We pray all the time. If we don't pray, we do it with thoughts. We're always thinking, sub-vocal conversations. We never get quiet. That's why when you get to somebody and say, be quiet, they freak out. Because they're not used to it. All of us are used to joking. But whenever you say to somebody, keep quiet, they freak out. That's why people can't do meditation. That's why people can enjoy solitude. That's why people can stand it when God wants to separate them. The period of isolation. If you're on a healing journey, somehow, I don't know how is it going to come. One day I'll tell you guys about mine. But hey, bruh, it's bad. It's very bad. Oh shit. It's bad. It's so bad. You might run out of money for the longest of time. Nobody might even want to be in a relationship with you. You might be out of a job. Just to say the few. I mean, the list is not exhaustive. Because your father might die. Your mom might die. I'm laughing about the journey, the isolation period. It actually brings tears to my heart because it's so overwhelming, but it's beautiful. We find the being, This is what I want to finish up with quickly. You guys make me laugh a lot, man. Oh, by the way, the retreat is still up and running the 1st of July. Oh, I don't even want to share the numbers because some people are going to fall off whoever way they're sitting. Please intend your name. Get hold of Lerato. Wrote her numbers here. If you don't have her numbers, my numbers are still here on the platform. You can send me the WhatsApp, then I can pass your details to her to further up the conversation. But it's going to be a great, beautiful evening. We have a beautiful Sunday morning planned. This time it's not tense. No. I'm not going back to tents anymore, not anytime soon. God willing, of course. But no. It was a beautiful experience, but no. Yeah, it was cold, brass. But now, on this one here, we doing it on the 1st of July. We're sleeping there on a Saturday. We're leaving on a Sunday morning. It's Stonehenge. There's a couple of history that I have for you guys on Stonehenge. Not necessarily this one, but the one that you guys know. It has something to do with the rock. The rock carries memory. The rock carries information. There's something about the rock, you know. I have one. It's a rock. There's the one that I took from Kwakwa. Where is it? When we went to the first retreat, I don't know. I'll find out. Maybe you're not supposed to see it. So you can get your name to Octavia or Lerato, my wife, moderator. Then she can sort you out with that. Coming back to this thing of chakras. The surface, that is the earth, has a magnetic charge. This is the charge that also grows the trees, the flowers. Hey, my part, it grows the plants, it grows the food. You have clothes like this because of the earth. The food that you have, it's the earth. Whatever that I'm having, it's the earth. Copy, it's the earth. The phone, it's a mineral. So, what's this thing? Mine is almost over, you know. Whoever that loves me. So, Kana, you still praying for the retreat? It's okay, it's all right. Let's, you know. The earth, somehow, when you are connected to it, it balances your energetical structure. Your energy, that is your chi, your prana, your vital life force, your car, it has a whole lot amount of name. Or your electromagnetic spectrum. It's the energy that was once solid, split into two. The Ida, the Pingala, the female, the masculine. Carl Gustav Jung calls it anima and animus. These are the parts of you that you have. These are the parts of you that you have to work with for you to be whole. And now you wouldn't know it because nobody knows. It's outside of time and space. When you want to affect yourself or impact yourself on a subtle level, you have to leave your brain behind. Your degree all of a sudden here, when it comes to your 6th chakra, it doesn't matter. You know, hey, Khadifeli, which by the way, according to the seven chakra system, your smartness only ends by the 5th chakra. From the 5th chakra onwards, Mtase, it's open for suggestion. Anything that works. But it takes a tremendous amount of faith, a tremendous amount of trust, a tremendous amount of hope that something might work out. Well, if you still lack that, if you only get at a church on Sunday, that hope is not enough. You might as well try to become hopeful every day. Develop trust every day. Work at it. So, the earth. Should I talk about this? What time is it? Yeah, fuck it, let's. Whoever that has Google right now handy, check this out. Dowsing. Spelled like this. Let me write it down. And I want somebody who has just checked it out just to tell us quickly what it is to bring everybody up to speed. We're going to be starting up classes or conversations which are going to be structured after the retreat, where people, if people want to learn about the energy grids, how to connect, if people want to go a little bit back, you can contact us with that. By the way, I don't give you nothing, I just give you directions. You have to do the traveling. And I mean, the directions that I normally do it in books. I'll send you a whole lot amount of books. If you don't like that type of talk, here we don't have microwave solutions here, We don't sell prayers. We don't we got blessed water, bro. We don't have here. We don't have it. All that we have is a bunch of people. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're sad, sometimes they have wine, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they teach, sometimes they cry, sometimes they hate one another, sometimes they love. Everything for us goes and it works, but eventually we're moving forward, which is what I advocate for a whole host amount of us. Keep it moving, bros. Keep it moving. Yeah, keep it moving. So the earth. Has anybody checked out what does this word mean? Follow the way. Naledi, Millie, thank you. Thank you, McNell, for the gift. This is a topic that I'm going to be ending up with, the earth chakra. And I want to explain the main reason why our retreats have been running around Free State. Because a lot of people are like, oh, no, man, it's too far, man. Oh, it's too far. I know it's fucking far, particularly the first one that we attended. Oh, my word, it was far. Okay, let me explain then what dowsing is. Let us see if you guys want it. Is it? It's coming. Are you coming? You coming to the retreat? It's a type of divination of employment that attempts to... Woo-woo! Kwanzaa! Hey, these are the likes for you, eh? These are the likes for you. Some kind of definition of... These are the likes for you, eh? Now, there's this technology that says... Why am I dark? Oh, how? I know I'm dark, but not that dark. And the light is on. Can you believe it? So for you guys who are going to be meeting me in person, don't be thinking that, I'm lighter than this. I'm just like, as dark as it is, So, this melanin trip, baby. Listen to this, Kathy. I know that, but I want you to listen to this. Listen to this. Right. Anyway, divination is a form of invocation or invocation. It goes either way, whichever that you want to do. But listen to this one here. Dowsing, it's a form of testing where the energy is. Before we had GPS, Global Positioning System, people knew how to travel. They could see, they knew if the sun is here or if the star is here and north must be there. They knew. Compass was developed because of that technology. Technology that we see now, like phone. Me and you were using a phone. Back then, people used to communicate with each other telepathically. There was no need for a phone. I mean, I could be sitting here, wherever where I am, and I'm like, yeah, man, I miss my mom. She's in Velcom, let me say. I didn't have to pick up a phone. Telepathically, I could talk to her. So they knew. So dowsing, it's a form of identifying energetical spots. It's part of what they call extrasensory perception, ESP, sixth sense. You listen with this, not these ears, inner compass. You see? That's what I normally say to people. Just now when somebody says something, before all of us try to throw a baby out with bath water, let's learn. The same with our problems. If your life is problematic, before you say, me, God is punishing me, God, learn. The Bible goes on to say, my people will perish Not because they're not smart. No, they're smart. Lack of knowledge. So dowsing, by the way, all the temples back in the days were built on energetical spots. No church that you see was just built, and people didn't just wake up in the morning. Unless you did. You're like, I'm going to build a church. No. Churches are energetical spots. By the way, you are an energetical spot. For you, it's just, you are a moving, what is this? You know, when you send the live, when you send the location, you can, on WhatsApp, you can send fixed location or you can send live location. Guess what are you? Live location. Wherever where you are the energy. But now, what kind of, because it will be like, because the thing about hate, or the thing about, I normally look at people that like Afrocentric movements, your Black Panthers, your history guys, they will tell you that there were a lot of ostracities that happened in the past. I mean, like here in South Africa as well, we had it with apartheid. But I want to show you something, which maybe for you, somebody that is on a journey, I'm talking to people that are serious here. I'm not talking to people that are on racism 101 or superiority complex. Not here. Here, bruh, whatever that you do, here we hear. Here's how it is. Anytime you judge something, you leave parts of you. Anyway, I mean, like me now, maybe perhaps you might be looking at me like, yeah, today I don't like him. Off you go. So when you don't judge, you contain the energy. Judging, it's like sending for men, for guys, it's like ejaculating everywhere. That's judging. Because have you seen when somebody after they ejaculate, like, it's more like something has left. You left the energy. When you judge, you do that. You're like, conserve it. Become celibate with your emotions. Be very frugal. Just just use your emotions when you love. When you love, yeah, use that. But when the situation says hate, you're like, why? Why must I? Then you start looking at yourself. You're like, oh, this other guy said something like that. Like, before I judge, let me pause. Now you start trickling out with your kundalini now, and your kundalini is getting excited now. It's like, woo. Now you have to unblock your chakras for you to move. Which, by the way, is one of the programs that we can assist you with. I think it will take around about like 5 sessions, I think. Depending on how your karma is. Because a lot of people have big bags, Let me read some comments. Great job. I've been live for 90 minutes. Whoa! No, I need to leave. And the European churches are a true reflection of that. Even that. Malisele, woohoo! Thank you, Naledi, Kyalebua. That's karma. Hey, Millie. Now that's gangsta, eh? I like that. You can feel it. Can you feel it? So, even if your boss, they have those shoes that are like this. Don't judge. Even if, your next door neighbor's house is falling apart, don't judge. Even if somebody's stuck in traffic, you'd be like, don't judge. Even if somebody is going through their dark part of their lives where they're losing everything, and because this period is so strange that sometimes you might even die or go crazy, literally. Because killing yourself and building yourself, it's not an easy exercise. You learned it, right? When you do a lot of shadow work, you even sometimes when you get on, this other time I did something and I felt so bad, bro. I was like, no, man, it's not right. And I had to go and fix it. Only then I could understand. You can feel it. Literally, you can feel it. You can be like, I can feel it. It's like when you're reprimanding or when you're scolding your child. It's no longer the voice. It's the intention behind it. You could say to the child, hey, winner! But you mean it good. It doesn't take anything. But if you say, hey, winner, and you mean it bad, it takes something away from you. So you always have to. Yes. Thank you very much, Busiel, for the people that can relate to it. So I was saying to the people that are ready for the baby to go where they need to go, that is your Kundalini, the 40,000 volts that you've just somehow maybe like, because the moment when you accept, hey, McNeil shared it and woohoo, and then Tife, whenever via he, and only now you get on. Aish, hi man. Okay, why aren't you guys getting invites? So I was saying, if maybe perhaps, because one of the things that actually triggers your energies, that is your Kundalini for it to go up, it's once you accept that everything is fine. Let me go on, just for you, just for you. No go blaze. Yeah, I'm finishing up quickly. How? All right. So now, what happens is once you do whatever that we just spoken about, to know, once you say, yeah, I know that God is not punishing me, test it. Because I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, like the book of Ezekiel, the Bible says, test the spirit, test it. Well, how you test it, you now become structural. You're like, okay, I understand, I'm not being punished. What the fuck is it that I'm learning? It might not be that quick, but be open. The energy might be like, try the Kundalini, let's see what's going to happen. Then you'll be like, okay, yeah, let's see this Kundalini. Or some people call it Holy Spirit. Because it touches you literally. You go, okay, fine. I know, let's try. Now, the world is happening for me. But now, I can't pay my car. The energy is still stuck. It's like, in the midst of you not being able to pay your car, test it again. Be like, I know I can't pay it now or yet, but I remain hopeful. So now the energy has to cross out. So now you constantly have to tell yourself different stories. That's how you do the chakra work for you guys that are into the chakra work. It's not by reading it. Yeah, you can. I mean, Muladhara, red, orange, yellow, green, violet. No. So we got that. Where if people want to do it, you can contact us. I'd say around about, there's a couple of packages that we have. You know, it goes there. Yeah, it is there. If you want to do, also if perhaps you want to do a bit of retrogression, not deep though, because we're not face to face. Just now we take you back and you stay there. You know, now you can't come back from your traumatic memory. Now it's all us to blame. No, we don't do that. So if you want that, hypnosis, by the way, it's not something that is hula-hoo, something that you can learn from wherever. It's something, it's hypnotherapy, it's taking inventory of your beliefs. That's what it means. You don't necessarily have to close your eyes. No, you sit down to say, why is it that I hate about whites? What is it that I hate about blacks? What is it that I hate about women? You see how uncomfortable that sounds? What is it that I hate about men? What is it that I hate about money? TikTok aside now, makeups aside and clothes aside, sometimes you might even do it naked. You know, you'll be like, we get it down to business today. That's how shadow work is. That's what hypnotherapy is. You look at yourself in the face and say, why is it that money doesn't stay with me? Your answer will come. What is it that we hate about being wrong? you might find that you've been wrong all along. You've been protecting it. Because anything that is right doesn't need to be defended. Truth is not loud. Truth just walks around, But a lie is everywhere, bruh. They have to tell it at 1 o'clock. They have to tell it at 5 o'clock. They have to tell it at 7 o'clock. They have to tell it again at 9 o'clock. They have to wake you up with it again. You have to go again at 9 o'clock. You have to do again. A lie is very loud. Truth is very subliminal. It never changes. You can't unfact it. You might try to change it, objectify it, just subjectify it, but it's just there. And you will know it. This one here. So the earth has chakras. The reason why we've been doing our retreats on platelands, if you were to call it, different paths. Platelands, for you guys who will understand what I mean, it's like rural areas. Let me give you the science. Areas that are too dense with lead, mercury, fumes, carbon dioxide, Wi-Fi, radioactivity, tends to stifle the spirit. That is why when you go to town, deeper into town, your mood changes. If, for the people that are going to be joining us on the 1st of July, you'll feel it once you step in. And it's not about anything, it's just about the way how the area has been structured. So be careful of geopathic diseases. You know what's a geopathic disease? It's a disease that can be induced by your environment. People that stay in Sasolburg, for an example, fumes there are bad. The aura is fighting every day to survive. Which, by the way, the liver is also struggling. The people that do the perfumes a lot, your liver is struggling and your aura is taking a knock as well. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do your cologne, Go ahead, do your cologne. I don't have a problem with that. But you need to know what is it that you're working with. And I mean, these are things that we're going to be sharing on the 1st of July. How the earth has a chakra. How do you tap onto it? Take sometimes your shoes off and walk around. If you're watching TV, don't sit on the sofa. Lie on lie down. Play around. When you see your kids playing with mud, play with the mud. Play with the earth. Play with the earth element. Play with water. When it's raining outside, don't be like, whoa, yeah. No, just sit there and bask in it. Your ass might get wet, yeah. But that's something that you're going to get. There's an information. Information is everywhere. But now you have to become an alchemist to know it. We can also offer you that as well. It's one of the packages that we're busy working on. It's just that for now we don't have programs. These things of people, when they call you, they're like, yeah, you see that you want to do one-on-one, but what's a package? What do we get? Nigga, you ain't getting nothing. All that you're getting is yourself. So if you want to contact me regarding that, say maybe perhaps you got some blockages or clockages, send me a WhatsApp. I'll pass your numbers to my wife. She'll session you up. And for the people that haven't heard it for the first time, they're like, ooh, he's charging now. Not really that. I don't want to be bugging people here on platform, buy data this, buy data that, buy data that. But besides that, I want to finish up with this. I tend to find out that people value what they pay for and people pay for what they value. You're not going to believe this. I have people that call me and they're still doing something in the background. They calling me, ne? They say to me, yeah, Tsidiso, we saw that your numbers are on a platform. We can talk to you. I got this issue. And they're busy doing something in the background. But now I wonder, now for me, if you taking this thing seriously, have you ever maybe perhaps say you go to ShopRite or you go to, what do they call these people? Psychologists, they call them. and you go there, they talk to you, you like, yeah, no. No, we don't do that. Because we value what we pay for. And not only money. Or what we're talking about here is attention, which fixes your intention. That's what I tell people all the time to say, your healing is going to be successful once you start sorting out your attention and intention. So that pain, as it touches you, pay attention to it. Me just speaking about money, if it makes you a little bit crunchy, it's not me, no. When you hear somebody talking about relationship and it makes your body do this, it's not me. Your body is telling you something to say, this is what you need to work on. But until we talk again, thank you very much for joining me, guys. Thank you very much for the support, the love, and for the people that have registered for the retreat. Kilawilo Menahani, for the people that are yet to register, please do so. For the people that would like to contact the brother, or maybe if you need a book, you don't necessarily have to pay for everything, because I see you sitting there, you're like, oh, I've lost hope. By the way, let's not forget this. I'm not even necessary. You don't even necessarily even have to read a book. You don't have to go to the church. You don't have to go to the mall. Right there where you are, decide that you want to play for the good team. Right there where you are. And the good team will play for you. Thank you very much. Kyaleboa, Malesele, and everybody else that is here. Thank you for the giftings. Mosa, I see you still here. Ndifing, I'm out. Goodbye. And it doesn't want to go out. That's how much it loves you guys. It's a farm, but that.